Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, and today I thought I would watch YouTube Rewind and let you guys know my thoughts on it. So funny, it actually, a lot of people got to see YouTube Rewind before it was officially launched because some people had found it unlisted, particularly on like the UK version of YouTube, and it was about, I think it came out 3 AM Australia time. I was very tempted to stay up and watch it because I was still awake reading, but I was like, no, I kind of want to do a video about it to let me know my thoughts on it because I love YouTube Rewind in general. I recently rewatched most of them. I think my favorite is 14 and 15. They're pretty on point with one another. Last year I did actually enjoy YouTube Rewind 2016. A lot of people kind of didn't, but I certainly did. It was pretty good overall. I've heard a lot of really negative things about the 2017 Rewind, so I'm really nervous. So I'm going to watch this. I'm just going to time-lapse myself watching it, and then I'm going to talk about it afterwards. I hope I like it. I'm worried because a lot of people have said they didn't like it, but we will see. Let's go. Enjoyed that. I mean, I definitely still think like 14, 15 was like the best, like my favorite, probably because that was just like 2 really great years for YouTube. But no, I really enjoyed this. I've seen a lot of people saying they don't recognize a lot of the YouTubers in it. I counted about 30 plus YouTubers that I know, that I recognize, a lot that I watch. There's definitely more like international YouTubers that a lot of people don't really know about, but particularly, you know, if you live in a particular country, you probably know about them, which I think is great that YouTube is including more YouTubers and more big YouTubers that aren't so mainstream across like America, Australia and the UK. So your more European and Southern American and Asian YouTubers, the ones that are probably really, really big in their own countries and their own continents, but we don't really get to see so much of. So I think it's great that YouTube does that, is more inclusive of other YouTubers. And I did notice, I think there are some sort of more smaller-ish YouTubers. There's definitely the ones that have millions and millions of subscribers, but I definitely think there are some more on the smaller end of that millions and millions spectrum, which I think is really cool. Some of the trends I didn't quite get, but like for the most part I got what they were, like things were referring to. I thought it was actually quite cool how they included that little bit in the middle, like of news story wise, and like some of the big things that have happened this year, because like obviously as we move further into the future, YouTube's going to be a place where more news, like where we get our news stories from, and you know, we have the rise of like Philip DeFranco's show who talks about news, and I'm pretty sure there's other channels out there that do similar things. So I just think it's kind of cool that that was included in it. Like, but 2017 has been a big year, not just YouTube wise but like world wise, and I think it was great that they included that as well. Music wise, I thought it was relatively good. Obviously had to have a bit of Ed Sheeran in there because like that's probably the biggest thing that has happened this year music wise. I don't really know. I think it was pretty good. I'm definitely going to watch it again now afterwards. But it definitely wasn't, I don't think it's as bad as what people have, what I've seen online about it. A lot of the comments I've seen have been quite negative and that like it's not as good as previous rewinds. I agree, it's probably not as good as previous rewinds, but I think you've got to look at it at like what the YouTube scene is like at the moment and sort of what sort of trends we've got. That's the only, like that's all that YouTube Rewind can work with, what sort of trends we've had, what sort of music we've had, and just what sort of things YouTubers have done this year, and that's all they have to work with. So if it's been a slow year or a hard year for these sorts of things, YouTube Rewind isn't going to be as good. But I don't think it's as bad as people are saying. Like people said it's, what was I saying? Like that it's just not as good as previous rewinds, that they don't know a lot of the content creators, that the trends aren't that good, or that I've even saw people saying like the music wasn't that good. As I say, it's definitely not up to par as previous years, but I think you've just got to sort of look at it at what sort of year we've been in. As I said, my favorite is definitely 14 and 15, and they were like massive years for YouTube when like things were really blowing up so much. And you know, now we're in a different place. There are so much more things going on in the world and on YouTube, and I still think it was a pretty good representation of this past year. I quite liked it, and I loved seeing all the different YouTubers in it. I love how we do every single year we get more and more YouTubers involved, even if it is for only a tiny like 5-second piece, they're still involved in Rewind, which I think is amazing. And yeah, I know there was a big thing that came up recently. Everyone was saying how like PewDiePie definitely wasn't going to be involved. I'm pretty sure he wasn't because of everything that's been happening, all the controversy surrounding PewDiePie, and a lot of people were calling out YouTube for the fact that Jake Paul was going to be involved in it and Team 10 when like they've had so much drama around them. So there was actually another comment I saw was people saying there was too much of Logan and Jake. I sort of don't feel like that. They definitely had a bit more time than some other YouTubers, but at the same time they've been really big players on the platform this year, so I think you kind of have to be like, well, that's kind of fair. They've had quite a lot to do with the platform, and a lot of the drama on YouTube this year has been surrounding them, so of course they're naturally going to get, you know, maybe 10 seconds more than other YouTubers. There was definitely some YouTubers in there that like big YouTubers that I noticed weren't in there. Was Tyler Oakley and Connor Franta in there? I don't think they were. But still, I thought it was really, really good. I quite enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments below your thoughts on YouTube Rewind this year, and also how many YouTubers you guys recognized and maybe you guys watch. As I said, it was definitely 30 plus for me. I definitely don't watch all of them, but I know of them, so I don't know if that's a good or bad thing. I don't know. Anyway, yeah. So I will see you guys, actually I'll see you guys tomorrow with my Riverdale and Dynasty episode talks. So I hope you guys enjoy this video, and yeah, let me know your thoughts on Rewind this year. Bye.